Today I got the 2019 BMW 330i, and I'm gonna take y'all around it, tell y'all the cool features that I came across, and show y'all the little performance that it got, and give you a little drive and talk about it.
Time on zero. Told him roll it back, leave the pre-roll. Thoughts run around, I'm like B-roll. Baby on the end of my free throw. Baby run my back till my seat go. Got my green and black, call me Chico. Ain't never coming back, invisible.
This car has a lot of great features, and some of the first features that I noticed since I had it is when I got the car, it does this little ventilation thing where these little slots right here will open up to the side, and they will these little slots right here will open up and let the car breathe a little. I noticed after like sport, having it in sport, or just been running it for a while, it opens up and let the car. Okay, so yeah, I put it in sport, and so when you put it in sport, these open up and allow more air into the engine. I don't honestly know why BMW blocks the air from time to time from getting in the car, but I think it's an aerodynamic thing for when you're driving in eco mode. But yeah, so, and let's see if I can get it to, see if you guys can see it when it closes. Yep, and as you can see, when it's out of sport mode, they close. But to me, out of everything about this car, for the exterior design, it's nice, but what gets me is the features on the inside. So let's take a look at that. So with this nice key fob you get, you can unlock the doors, and it always does this acoustic sound, and the mirrors come out, and then you lock it by pressing the BMW button. Yep, and that's about the size of it. So now that the doors are locked, with almost every car now, you got the key fob, so you just walk up and like so, or you can close it, and this little ridge right here, you just touch that, locks the door, close the mirrors, and give you the single beep acoustic noise. So you're welcomed by a BMW logo with the car and the display, which I think is really nice. So you get the welcome that you're in the ultimate driving machine. And again, this is the interior of the 2019 330i. Let's zoom that out a little. So you got, let me move my charger. Right here, you got all of the controls for the infotainment system. You have the Sport, Comfort, Eco. Also the auto on-off switch, the backup parking sensors, traction control, and then just cover your media and things and sorts. So let's start it up. So one interesting thing is the location. North Tryon, like this thing knows everywhere you're at, it'll display it. You can also, when you do your navigation, the map will show up in between the two indicators, the speed and RPMs. Also got the speed limit where you're at. So once you pass that, it'll start flashing at you. Your gas gauge is over here. This thing does amazing on gas. 26 city, 36 highway. And then you have all your controls here about the car. If you're a sporty type person, you can see the horsepower you pushing out, the foot-pounds of torque, and also the boost from the turbo. So I'll give it a rev and you'll see it move. How about we put that in sport, and it'll give you a different tone. And it also allows you to do an individual sport, so you can configure how you like. And this sport mode also deepens the exhaust, so you probably can hear it a little bit with this. With a little pop. So that's sport. This is comfort, so you can hear the difference. Sport. And if you guys want to hear the pop, I'll let you guys hear the pop. And also the display changes. So you have eco mode, get you very high fuel efficiency. So what eco mode does is when you're driving on the highway, it works the best. So when you're driving and you're cruising, and when you let off the gas, instead of the RPMs holding high, they drop down to idle. So you save gas that way. Next, we have comfort with a comfort display. And we heard how comfort sound. And comfort, the difference between comfort and eco is really the gas pedal response, and that goes for all three modes. And sport, they all have a different display. Up here is all the interior lights, very bright. And you have the sunroof. One pull pulls the shade back, and the next pull pulls the whole sunroof back. And you can see the blue sky. So this is the navigation interface, and let's say I want to go to Queen Park Social, and start guidance.
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
So it will pop up right here and give you the directions, but the neatest thing is when it starts showing the lanes that you need to be in. So let's say if you're on a 4-lane highway, it'll pop up just under here. And let's say if you're to the left lane of the exit, it will tell you to move over to the right lane to make the right exit. Like, this thing is very, very precise.
In half a mile, take exit 910 to the right onto I-85 toward Greensboro.
So this is what I was saying, like if you look closely, it tells you what lane you're in, and I'm getting over, and you're gonna see the little icon switch, and it's telling me to get over one more.
Take exit 910 to the right onto I-85 toward Greensboro.
That is crazy. And again, you have like your quick settings here, so you can hurry up and go to home. And what home does, it take you back to, wow, my hands are all off. Take you back to the side interface, and well, the interface is on the side, and it split screens between your radio, your all kinds of other applications on this car. And you can hit the nav button, go straight back to the nav, or media if you want to do your Bluetooth radio or satellite radio. And also this button right here, this green button, brings you to your safety features. So this is like How do you do it? So you guys can see. Home. Car. Driving information. Wait, oh. Settings. Yeah, settings. And driving assist. Warnings. So this is what I was talking about with the lane assist. You can allow it to control the car when you start drifting in the lanes, but it gets tricky when you're on like a backcountry road and somebody else is veering into your lane and you need to get out the way, and this takes control. And sorry about that, airplane's flying over, but this takes control and it can cause trouble. And I say that because that happened to me. The truck was veering in my lane, I tried to get out the way, and I was fighting the steering wheel and fighting the lane assist. But it's still a good feature to have, I guess, if you're on a long road going one way with the traffic. And then the forward collision, you can let it be late, be kind of close to the car, mildly close, and then you can be kind of far. So I really like that feature. You can pick the feedback. I always like my feedback on the steering wheel strong because I like to feel like I'm driving a sports car the whole time, the whole freaking time. And if anybody know me, I drive my car, my personal car, like a sports car. You would think it's an M, but no, it's not. And in this settings, you got all the other general settings to play around with. So that's just like a, and when you cut the car off, you get the preconditioning ventilation. So from what I played around with this, like you can set it or tell it when to start, and it will like keep the car code for your return. So, and then when you leave the car, you get this, and normally a goodbye message will pop up, and just like the front doors, the back doors open with the key fob in your pocket. So this car has leather seats with like a soft, I forget the name of this texture, but it's very soft, and this down here is plastic, like a hard plastic. So side's a little brighter. And again, soft leather seats. And I think I was saying about the grip about this car is trying to find it. These are 18-inch wheels, but the tires are really skinny. They're 225s, you can see right here. And going around corners is not, you can tell it's not a super sports car, but at the same time, it's the ultimate driving machine. Pop the hood. It's very nice, clean on here. Twin powered turbo. So I don't know if I said one turbo earlier, but clearly it's twin powered turbo. So means a lot of pull in an early start. A little space down there. And what I can say about the twin turbo, so this car is like 246 horses, and my car that I have is 360. So at takeoff, this car feels just as fast, and it's a 4-cylinder, and my car is a V8. But after that, after probably 50, 60 miles per hour, it's not the same. So, but still, nonetheless, this, for the size of the engine and the amount of gas mileage you get, you can't beat that. Really can't. So, as for the drive on this car, It's very sporty in a way, I would say. So like right now I'm driving in comfort, and I guess just like any other comfort mode, it's relaxed, and then it got the punch when you need it. But as I showed, between the sport and comfort, when you hit sport, it gets a deeper tone, and also when you hit the gas, you get a little little pops. So I like to use the paddle shifts when I'm in manual. So let's see. You hear it revs up a little. And I don't know if it's like the cabin noise doesn't do it super justice, but the exhaust anyway, but you hear it a little bit. And the turbos make it feel like it's more than a 4-cylinder. Seriously. And like I compare it to my car in a sense where that it feels like the get up is close. But yeah, and so I tell you something about the lane assist. So I was driving and I didn't really feel that I was drifting out my lane, but the car sensed that I was, so it corrected me and pulled me back into my lane. I thought that was kind of cool but scary at the same time. And also it worked against me at one point because let's see what's down this road. It worked against me at one time because I was on a small 2-lane road, and it was an 18-wheeler kind of merging into my lane, and I was trying to slide over just a little bit, and the car was pulling me back into towards the truck, and that was kind of scary. So another thing, so it comes up as I drive the car. So if you have the lane assist on, it will, if you don't turn on your signal light and you're trying to like switch into another lane, it will try to stop you. And the steering wheel gives you this feedback that, like, almost if you're a gamer in a sense, it vibrates and it gets a little rough feeling, and that lets you know that you're drifting off. So you can have it to, you can actually turn that feature off. You can just have it warn you when you're drifting, or you can have it actually take control of the car for you. This thing is it's still very fun to drive though, needless to say. And the brakes on this thing is very tough. The only thing that I had a problem with was when I was taking it around, taking it in corners, it's not as planted, and I think that's due to the 225s that's on this car. And for those that don't know, that's the width of the tire, and the tires on this car are pretty skinny. This car has like the little get up, like it's perfect for like if you're in, wow, almost got hit by a boat. It's perfect for when you're in city driving, or you're getting on a highway. It'll get you up to speed that you need to. But I would say after 60 miles per hour or 70, the fun is not as exciting as far as accelerating. The car turns off. It turns back on. Getting on the highway, I just switched it to sport just to pick up some speed of the traffic. You hear the turbos, very subtle though, but you can hear the turbos sucking the air and had a little blow off. It's kind of cool. This car also has blind spot detection, and what's neat is that you can adjust the range of the alert level. So if you wanted to let you know when a car is kind of close in your blind spot, it'll alert, or you can do it really far. Same for the lane departure, so it can catch you when you're just veering off a little bit, or when you're really swerving off. So this person about to get a ticket because the cops are heavy right here. I'm doing 70 and they was probably doing all of 80, a whole bunch of them. Unless that cop is asleep. Yeah, he's asleep. Because normally they'll wait and then they come get you. But we're talking about this car. So, and now that I'm cruising, I can put the car in eco mode and saves you a lot of gas. This car is already great on gas. It's I think 26 city, 36 highway. I think that's right, yeah. So to me, that's pretty great on gas. And yeah, I'm gonna show you guys all of this, all the stuff that's on the instrument cluster. This car is freaking loaded on the inside. So you can see where it's on 90, and that means the engine is riding at idle, and you'll see when I step on the gas, and I also give you cautions about narrow lanes. I think this is really cool. And when it goes gray, outside of gray zone, you're outside of, I guess, the fuel saving mode. And then over here in the blue, where it's telling you your speed in miles per hour, once you get over 70, you start to lose that, also start to lose the fuel saving efficiency mode perks, I will say. And it shows you how many miles you saved from riding like this in the eco mode. Also in reverse, both of these lights come on both sides, and you can see just then that little glow on the corners of the screen. And off, and there they go. So this little bulb right here is that light bulb that turns on and brighten up the side of the road for you when you make your turns. And there it is right there, that same light that produces that. And it kind of looks like a fog light in a sense, but that's what it is. That little light there. Also, I don't know if you guys can see, but these little bolsters right here on the side kind of hold you in, and you can inflate them. You can see it getting tighter, and it really holds you snug in the car. So show you guys the difference. And I'm relaxing the sides, and I'm moving a lot more. And then it's a little tighter. But yeah, all in all, I really like the features and some of the interior parts of the car. Oh wait, and I think let's end the show like that. So overall, I think the design is more so for the ladies, because to me it's a little soft, not as aggressive and mean looking. But it's still got sport like features, like the steering wheel is thick and sporty with a little sport like steering wheel, and at the same time it's still soft enough on the eye and not really aggressive. But yeah, overall, if I would have to rate this car, I think it's definitely a buy. Not for someone that has a family, but it can do. You single and you just want to have a passenger, or maybe your aunt or uncle, and you just want to get your nephews and nieces in the back seat. But I think the back seat is a little too small to do a daily thing with kids. So performance-wise, it gets you there. Good for traffic and getting up on a highway, but it is not a race car. It's not a car that you're going to be doing super like driving with, but it handles its stake in the 3 Series model. So that's all I got, and we are